Alright then guys, let's put the party poppers away a second. It's day 3000, boys. And I know that's super exciting, and I've been celebrating, and that's why we're going to talk about it tomorrow, because I'm getting a bit of a headache. It's late, my head is starting to pound just ever so slightly. I've taken my headache tablets, I'm going to go sleep, and we're going to celebrate day 3000 on day 3001. At least I think today's 3000. There's a chance that yesterday was day 3000, hopefully not. Alright then, 3000 days, ladies and gentlemen. What the heck? Dad came down to Bristol, unrelated to day 3000, but Dad came down to Bristol yesterday. So we had like a morning of kind of like cleaning, doing a little bit of DIY, trying to aggressively sort out address our damp problems. Dad came in like the afternoon, and then we went to the shops because he needed to get a new light bulb, take some clothes back to John Lewis, which meant go up there and look at TVs. Meanwhile, we needed to go to B&Q to get some DIY stuff, so we were happy with that. But yeah, so we went up to the shops, got some DIY stuff, dropped him off at his B&B, and then we like came back here, got ready, went to go get him again. Went and had a bang up Indian in town. It was lovely. And then came back, and then this morning he popped around, had a cup of tea. We went and got more DIY stuff from Wilko's instead of B&Q, and then he went off. And now me and Laura are kind of in a bit of a funk. We're trying to get back into the work. But yeah, so we just kind of finished watching a film, had lunch, and now we're trying to get back into it. I'm trying to update some stuff on the government stuff, like Company's House and whatnot, and it's just like, it just keeps failing. It's like server errors. I'm like, God damn it, man. This is so annoying. I'm getting further than I got a couple of days ago, but I keep having to check back to see if I can get further along in this form filling out thing. It's great fun. But yeah, 3000 days, man. It's a long ass time, isn't it? Yeah, and I'm not really sure how. I'm upload wise, I'm like a month behind, like comfortably a month behind, and I'm not really. Yeah. Like, it's one hell of an achievement. It feels like a nice round number though now, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I've like contemplated, because the main reason I keep you around is for like kind of for document. I like the romantic idea of keeping this going for romantic purposes, as in like I'm chronological, like having evidence for however like my journey over the years and whatnot. But like also for my own sanity. Like, I don't really talk to many people these days. You're the people I talk to the most. In fact, I was telling Laura about something. I was like, oh yeah, I told you that the other day, and she was like, no, you didn't. And I'm like, oh, I must have told my vlog that. And I did. I told you instead. But because but it is like a time sink. So I'm like trying to figure out how to use it, you know, and how to like continue this thing, and whether or not something a little bit more off the cuff and or like real time would be better. So I've thought about doing things like Instagram stories. I just don't like that idea as much, because Instagram is like a little bit more normal people follow me on it, you know, not just you weirdos. So I'm like, I'm less comfortable. That's a bit closer to my world than your world. But yeah, so I'm kind of a bit unsure what to do. But I think at this current rate, at this current progression, I can't see me carrying on with these vlogs much longer. Just the amount of time they take up and how little I get out of them these days. I think I just get less out of them than I used to, you know? And I think over the years they've just got more and more boring to like make and watch. So it's tough, man, it's tough. But I'm super happy to have reached day 3000. I'm happy about that. That's some good going. And yeah, so anyway, I'm going to try and get out some work. I need to plan like next week, because it's Sunday today. I need to plan next week so next week's productive, and we get lots done. But I also need to think about stuff. So let's think about this a bit more. Toy with it. What are we going to do with this video, guys? This right here is one of the coolest things about Dad coming down this weekend. It does need a bit of a clean because it's been in like a garage for a couple of years. But I kind of thought this was one of the things that got lost in like in like the moves between university. Dad had a clear out at some point. Oh, my flute's back, boys. Oh my god. I freaking missed this, man. It does definitely need a polish. But this is the only instrument that I can like officially play, you know? Like I can't really play the piano or anything like that, but I can play the flute. I am graded at the flute. So I need to remember all the fingerings and stuff. But man, I am pumped for this boik. Oh, freaking love the flute, man. I don't know. I know it's an abnormal instrument for someone, well, a software developer to play, but I love it nonetheless. The internet shuts off, boys. That's not fun. I get a little notification from my what's my doohig, my Google Wi-Fi telling me that the internet's down, which is nice. And I come downstairs and I look at it. Everything looks all right except the Google Wi-Fi is like flashing at me. And I look out the road and there's a big old lorry down the road that says highway maintenance on it. And like, you turned off the Wi-Fi, dog. Oh, maybe he's finished. He's about to drive off. Either way, I'm doing a full reboot just in case it's not him. It's just a big old coinky dink. But man, that's annoying AF. I'm literally just about to finish doing a chunk of work. I need to check it in and stuff. Oh, he's driving off. So it should come back. Or it's not him and it's something else. I haven't had I can't remember the last time I had like Wi-Fi problems. That's like the internet going down. Never happens. Well, it looks like your boy has been pushed into an early lunch because only half an hour really, but I just heard music start playing upstairs. The Google Home came on. We're back. And now it's lunchtime, ladies and gentlemen. I've finished off that chunk of work, ran it, made sure it works. I need to update my Azure function because I'm asking for a slightly little bit more information. One more little GUID, and then all I need to so update the function, update the NuGet packages, and then do the code reviews, and then that user story is finished. It was a user story I was supposed to finish in the last sprint, but decided not to because I hit a bit of a roadblock and had to restructure my data models, which is what I've done this morning. And then also restructure the data models, words with words. Was going to do it last week. What the fuck was I going to say? Oh yeah, and then started focusing on my other stuff. I'm still going to focus on that other stuff. I'm trying to... I fell into the rabbit hole of spending time, like throwing time at something that was quite unproductive. So I'm going back to attempting to spend some time on, some time off in an attempt to be more productive. That's my plan. We'll see how it goes. It's going all right so far, but I haven't done any of the unproductive tasks yet, which I'll do after lunch. Nice. Right, I think that's a little bit cheating. Because I had to carry the work over from the last sprint, I've just kind of finished well, I mean, I've only brought over the tasks I hadn't already finished. But yeah, I did bring over just casually finish off that user story before the first day's even over. That's all right, don't worry about that. And now we're going to work on the other thing that I've been working on. I never know how many glasses I have around. There we go, yeah. Definitely time for a new glass. Yeah, so now I'm going to work on this other thing. This thing has taken me far longer than I think it should have done. And I'm hoping that by splitting my time a little bit more between other things and the thing that's taken so much time, we'll be able to get it done better. I'm hoping. I can't wait to finish this chunk just so that I can like clear off my whiteboard and then vlog in my office a little bit more, you know. But coming down for a cup of tea. I've just finished off. I've got like a chunk on the site that's like a workflow area. I finished off the first draft of that bit, and now I just got to do like the general spiel, I guess. I feel really good about it. It was something I tried to explain it to Dad. It was something that like he questioned quite a lot. He has a very particular way of saying he's not criticizing, or he's not being negative, but continuing to be negative and asking the same question 8 times. And but he doesn't understand it because there's no like likewise analogy in his industry. So he tries to analogize it to something he can, and then it doesn't quite fit, and then whatever. But it's good to have feedback that isn't necessarily positive all the time. I'm getting a bit of a sore throat actually. I'm getting a cold. I think a lot of the problems I had with my code review service was anyone I pitched it to, I pitched it to them and I didn't like hide the fact that it was a pitch, so I didn't get honest opinions, which I'm reading all about in the book I'm reading now at the moment. But I also kind of only really could ask friends and people that knew me, you know? So, and they were in a different kind of position to be able to say it was a good idea, you know? And the problem is that the people that we're buying this thing don't necessarily know me. So they don't have those things. And I don't mean they just saying it's a good idea because they're my friends. I'm saying that they know that I would be good at it and or would buy it from me. But that doesn't necessarily mean they'd buy it from a company they didn't know. So, yeah. Which made it very difficult to sell. So yeah, I'm still planning on offering that as a service. Because I do think there is value there. I do think it's a service that a lot of companies would be able to take a lot of like value from, but finding those companies is hard and expensive because it's kind of only really suitable for a small niche, whereas this new service is suitable for a much wider niche. It's not even a niche actually. It's suitable for basically anyone that's in the software game. So that's good. I think I'm going to play a little bit of Formula 1. What I've done is I've got everything now for this new service page, except for like the very, very top bit. So like, you know, like the first thing you see on the site, that's the one thing I don't have. I've got like the bit below it. I've got the little grid thing that I like. That's like my aesthetic. I'm just trying to figure out what to put at the top of it as like the intro. That's where I'm at. And I think I need to stop doing this a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until Laura messages me. She's at the gym at the moment. I'm going to wait for her to message me to say she's on her way home. And then I'll take my laptop into kitchen, start cooking dinner, and then I will start the next user story that I'm going to do. Because one of my user stories is update to .NET Core 3.0 across my microservices. So the first step of doing that is going to be updating it across the NuGet packages that I've created. So I'm going to start doing that. It's going to be an absolute fucking hoot. I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, that's the first user story for this sprint. And then over the next couple of sprints, I think I set a deadline for like mid-November for this. Over the next couple of sprints, that'll be when it starts to come to fruition. I'm going to hope to use the updated packages in the next microservice. So the next microservice I'm writing, I'm hoping can just be, I was just thinking, do I need an API on it? I'll need an API on it next week. I don't want to delay my next microservice on the grounds of not having the rest of them updated, like the security service is the one that's going to be a pain in the ass, I think. We'll think about it. But yeah, so I basically want to get these NuGet packages ready. So when I start the next microservice, I can use it. The next microservice will be done this week though. So we'll start it this week, although it's just a mass transit consumer to start with. It's not an API, but I think it'll be an API next sprint, at which point I'm going to need security. But then I could just prioritize doing the security service. We'll figure it out. Do you find it odd how, like, I haven't gelled my hair today, have I? I didn't do that just for the vlog, by the way. I do it because it bugs me. Every now and again, I get, like, when I'm working, I get annoyed at how my fringe is on my forehead. I actually came down to gel my hair, but I got my water bottle and then thought, you know what, I'm going to vlog. And then forgot all about it. So what I was going to say is, don't you find it weird how, like, how dark it gets in the morning and in the evenings just suddenly like sneaks up on you. Obviously it's a gradual change, but one day you wake up and you realise that I'm now going out for my walk in the morning, effectively in the dark. It's not in the dark, but like effectively in the dark. And it gets dark when I'm cooking for Laura. I've already like closed the curtains and stuff. But like that's a gradual change, but so all of a sudden at some point you do it, you notice. I spent my morning rocketing through doing NuGet package updates, getting ready to launch a new microservice, which is going to be fully .NET Core 3. I've decided I'm going to pull that trigger. May as well. And then, yeah, that's what I've been doing. I'm now looking at doing more copy for my site. I think that's the technical term, copy. Our internet just wobbled again, and I just contacted my provider and complained, and we're going to get a discount this week. Apparently there is an engineer in the area. It'll be fixed by 4 o'clock. properly. But I'm telling you now, one thing, right? Google Wi-Fi, not only is it great, I really wish it had a Google Home speaker in it. Don't get me wrong, I'm looking at the new one that does and being like, could I get away with just adding a third one in a room that might, like I could really do with one in my office. That'd be great. And then I could move that downstairs, have one in my office, and then have like 1, 2, 3, and then in my office for freezies, actually for really expensive, I get a Google Home speaker, and that'd be great. Anyway, one of the biggest advantages of having one of these, apart from the fact that it gives you better coverage around the house, is you get to dodge all of their bullshit scapegoat questions when they're like, oh, so we haven't. This is a new problem. This isn't something that's been going on for a long period of time. And I'm like, well, last night we had really slow internet, and for the majority of the day it felt slower. And they're like, oh, that's not something that we can see here. And I says, well, I've got a history of this here, and I've had half the internet speed for the last 2 days, and last night I went down to 1 megabyte. And now it's fluctuating between half and none at all. So there's definitely an issue. So they can't dodge that one. And then they're like, is this wired or wireless? It's fucking wired, mate. So get rid of that scapegoat as well. They always spin some bullshit about not being able to guarantee internet speed over Wi-Fi. But my router is connected. The thing that's doing that internet chest is wired to your router. So go swivel. But yeah, so it plots like graphs of average internet speed, internet usage, all that kind of shit. So you really get to spot when things change, and it even sends notifications when it's like down. It'll send notifications, and if it's significantly slow, it sends you a notification, but not like half speed, unfortunately. But yeah, that was as they were like searching for scapegoats. Didn't work. Oh, it's a temporary issue. Oh, I've seen it happening over 3 days, and I can prove it. Is this wireless or wired? Wired. Go fuck yourself. I'm gonna have a slightly earlier lunch than normal. I've lost like trains of thoughts. I'm really struggling to like how to like grab attention on this webpage I'm making, and it's really like hard. I'm finding it really difficult to do, to be honest. So I'm going to step away. I'm going to make my sandwich. I'm going to have my lunch. One thing is, oh wait, I've got baguette. I have just finished watching all of the episodes of The Office US. And I don't know what to do with myself now. I watched it every day while I was having my lunch. And I now don't have that as a thing to do, which is sad. I also need to, when I'm not being productive or not feeling productive, I need to update these nougat packages, because that is a really like cheap way of staying productive, and also like kind of letting yourself, because you're gonna wait for like builds and stuff. Like it's a good way of kind of doing stuff while using unproductive time to give myself more productive time, which is a rare occasion. It's a rare occurrence where that's possible. Right, sandwich, and then I've got to find something to watch while I'm eating dinner. Just got to that point, well, I say got to that point where I just need to walk away from what I'm currently aiming to do. In my attempt to write like the top paragraph at the top of this page, I think I figured out how I'm going to lay it all out. But like just writing that top little bit, I've written 2 full pages of kind of like the same couple of paragraphs, like kind of restructured, rewritten, trying to make it flow properly. And I just need to, I've been doing it for like the past 2 hours. I just need to step away, come back to it later. I'll finish it today. I think I'm really fucking close. So it will definitely get finished today. It's just a case of like, I'm starting to drive myself mad, and I'll end up in a worse position if I carry on, because I'll write something, I'll remember something that I wrote that I liked, but won't be able to figure out how to write it again because I've butchered it so many times or lost it in however many paragraphs of noise. Oh man, I'm close though. I'm so close. I'm balancing. What I'm trying to balance is the like divide between focusing on processes and focusing on people. That's quite a difficult balance to strike. They don't really flow into each other very well either. I think that's my main issue, is I'm trying to make it flow Because it's the first bit, it's got to read right. It's got to be like eye-catching and read right, you know? Looks like I'm on par to storm the French Grand Prix. Looking forward to that. I absolutely smashed Canada. So France seems to be like a second a lap quicker than everyone else. So looking forward to that. Although I haven't done quali or the race yet, but in free practice. Otherwise, I've been trying to figure out this fucking beginning thing. The problem is that I'm trying to turn two things into three things, and the thing that makes sense last makes the most sense first. And I can't make it flow from the last thing to the first thing and back again. It just doesn't flow properly. I've got two things and I need another one in the middle. And this thing works well, but I need to splice this other thing into there. But if I put it at the end, it counteracts it. It almost like negates it. It's driving me up the bloody wall. But we'll fix it. Tomorrow, we'll be done. So let's look forward to that, boys and girls. Yeah, tomorrow we'll fix that and then we'll start building up a new microservice. Get excited, boys. What sounds more exciting than that? I don't know. So yeah, I am going to end the video there, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've enjoyed it. 4 days, if I keep doing videos that are 4 days long and eventually start uploading videos again, I'll catch up in no time, you know? So I guess until then, ladies and gentlemen, until I've fully caught up, I can't do anything about the state of these videos. So I'll catch you later.